Why is it not going through? There we go. Hello everybody, welcome to Planetbase. We're going to start off with a the start of the game. New game. We're going to go with the Class D base. Okay, we're going to name this Alpha. All right, start there. And let's hope they give us a good location. Alrighty, down comes the landing pod. Now out will come the colonists and a couple of bots. And then a quick look at what areas we've got. That's important because it'll help you decide how you're going to build this thing and which way you're going to go. Seven colonists, 2 bots. Okay. Now you look around real quick. Alright. This area is going to be pretty much blocked off. You're not going to get much out of this. You're not going to be able to build much in this area. And you're not going to be able to get through the small hills. However, this area is huge. So you'll be able to get a lot done in here. So what you want to do here is you want to start building out. You want to start building out this way. You're going out towards the big zone over there. Okay, so first thing you do is scrap that. And you have to build your. Air dock. There are 2 plants. Now, don't worry. Initially, you work with the small sizes, right? So, in order to get the O2 manufacturing working, you're going to need 2 things up and running. You're going to need a power source. A water source. Now you're going to want to have a collector. Like I said, you keep working with the small stuff. Okay. Now while they're building that, you work on the two. You work once you get that done. Okay. Now it's giving you what you needed. So now you want to have something for storage, right? You want to have something with storage. So this processing plant is storage, right? The reason for the storage is they'll start pulling things in here. Okay. So out here, see now you've got all these other things. So, first thing you do when you've got that is, right, you build a windmill to help with the power production when the sun's not up. Because the solar panels only work during the day. Okay, so then you want to build a place for them. There we go. Okay. So now that's a place for them to eat. Build a place for them to sleep. And this is only a T intersection. I think it's a dead end. So you want to build that as close to an edge as possible. That way you leave this whole area open to start moving in through. Now that you've got that, then you work back outside. Right? got something for the water. Now, one more thing is another. Now, you're going to need resources. So you're going to want to put this as close to that as a mine, and you put that as close to your airlock. Sometimes I call it an air dock. Put it as close as you can to there. So this way they don't have far to travel if they need to get out for an emergency or something like that. Now the other thing I usually do is I usually get rid of the images of the domes, right? So we've got that. Now we want to build. Now that we've got that, we want a production facility. Facility can have multiple connections, so you can build that there and it won't be a problem. Right, so now we've got the production facility. Once the production facility is up and running, then you can add more onto this. Alrighty, let's see. We're going to go ahead and improve our electrical production. Now, understand it's not unusual to have low power problems at the very beginning. Okay? It's not unusual at all. It happens pretty much all the time. I have yet to have a session where it hasn't. But with the wind turbines up, it should do well. Now, if you want to find out how you're going, you go to the base management, you hit the grids. Right? See, right now that's with the power production. I'm using 18, producing 4. Right? And as the wind speed raises or lowers, I will produce more at night. Water, I'm producing more than what I need. Oxygen, obviously more than what I need. So the critical thing you do is you always look at the power. Okay? I've got the ability to store 10 megawatts. So we've got the dorm. We've got a canteen. So let's do this. We'll build that. Little table. I know they're going to like to have some water. Put a plant here. And then, alright. So we've got a place for them to eat, right? Which is going to be important to your colonists, obviously. Got a place to eat. We have some things that they can do for entertainment. And now for the dorm. Initially, you're not going to get a whole lot in there, but once you start building the larger ones, you can sometimes fit up to 9 bunk units in there. Each bunk unit is enough for one colonist, and it is important that each colonist have their own bunk. So, I've seen it where they have a bunk, but they'll have to use it in shifts. How would you like to share your bed with 2 other people? Doesn't work out well, does it? Now, 2 things you're going to need are a metal processor and a bioplastic processor. Now that you've got the bioplastic processor, here's what you do next. Right? You build yourself a biodome. said early on, small is important. And if you notice, I'm leaving, I'm moving into area, doing things so that this whole area opens up. I mean, look at this. Let's see, that's closed off to me. All the way up to there. Oh, that's closed off to me. I'll never make it in there. Nope. I'm thinking I should be able to get between 3 and 350 population in this area. I have one where I'm already over 400 and I've got a huge areas to reach there. Okay, so see, that's what you want to see. Let me show you the power grid, or let me show you the grid. See, I'm producing 100 watts. That's because the wind is at full strength, right? You want to produce a minimum of 48 so that you have enough of power to go through the night. Now, I think since I've got that up there, I think what I'll do is I'll add another power collector. Now, initially, you want it so that there's one connection, per item. Once you start having the having the metal production, working, the metal ore production mines working up at full tilt, and you've got plenty of biodomes working. Then you can consider. Then you can consider multiple contacts. Let's see here. I think for this one, I'm going to put this here. This is your medical bag. Right? The one that's going to be using it the most early on are your miners. So you want them to have a quick way to come to get to the medical bag. Okay. He's a little on the tired side. I can understand that one. Basically work through the night. Now the first key to helping them be happy, because they don't like doing what they're like, this worker, he doesn't like doing this. He doesn't like he doesn't like carrying these boxes out there where it needs to be constructed. He doesn't like doing that. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to increase the number of bots you've got. 2 bots that will actually carry stuff. Is this guy, your carrier bot, and also this guy, construction bot. And so what's nice about it is when the construction bot comes in, he actually builds things up, like he's doing there. But the workers are the ones that will man things like metal processors, your bioplastic, anything that's in a processing plant. They'll take care of that. They also work on the consoles in the security room. All right, so now that we've got this. And then we build a bed. go. So now they'll have that taken care of. Alright, so the metal processor and the bioplastic are ready to go. That little noise was this thing. Meteor. They'll be landing all over the place. Unfortunately, sometimes they'll land on a dome or a connection, and then you're gonna have to have somebody or a bot come fix it. Right. Now, in the game, there are 3 kinds of bots. I've shown you the 2. There's a third one called the driller. The drillers, all they do is mine the metal ores. That's all they do. They don't carry anything, and that's it. Let's see, the next thing. Okay. All right, air supply's coming up. Good, we got that one. Now we've got this one. Now this is an interesting thing. What I usually start off with is I start off with a medicine planet. I ignore the maize and I ignore the peas. And I do these 3. For one, it will produce starch, which is used to make bioplastic. And it also will produce vegetables, which will be used by the meal maker. Okay, so now once we've got all this built up, the next thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to build a laboratory. The laboratory is not a T-intersection dome, but I treat it as one because you lose items in there if they can walk through it. So we'll let those get built, because it's important they get built, because once they get built, then you can start producing the bioplastic. This is what bioplastic turns. This is bioplastic. Right? This is the metal. Up here is the meals that they've got. Yeah, that's the total numbers of meals that your colony actually has. Obviously, your medical supplies and your spares. The spares are used to repair these solar panels. I couldn't think of the name for a second. And the windmills, or the turbines, as they call it, the wind turbines. See how close that came? I almost took out the collector. Okay, so medical bay is done for right now. Okay, we've got this. We're waiting for one more, and then I'll set it up. See, in order to build this, the laboratory, lab, I need 2 and 2. Okay, I've got 4 metal, which is good, but I also need another bioplastic. So I'm gonna wait till we have the bioplastic. So before we start. So now what they'll do is they're starting to take all this stuff here, and they're going to store it in your storage. Now, 2 things that the reason I'm aiming at the lab unit is because it's part of making food. What it does is it has a workbench. You can put a workbench in it. You can put workbenches in it, and you can also build vitro meat stations. Pretty much they're automatic, and they're maintained by the biologists who also maintain the plants. And so when you put your first one in, you're going to want to have, you have you have maybe 1 or 2 stations, maybe 3, for the making the medical supplies. And then you have however many vitro meat stations that you can fit in there afterwards. Now, once you start having sufficient supplies, then you could start building larger domes. And you eventually want to build yourself a landing pad. Landing pad is how you get new colonists in there. The initial landing pad for me will probably go right where all this is. And just to show you, this is the landing pad. It requires 4 metal. So once I've got 6 metal and 2, there we go. I've got an iron ore. I've got an ore. Let's see. We're at 32%. We're at 45. So the first one that's going to produce a starch is going to be the rice pad. But the key to everything is going to be getting this over here. Now, if I'm going to take the deuce, like I said, once that's done, I'm going to work on getting the lab built. See, the first thing that you want to do, that you want to aim at, is getting your food production up. So, to get your food production up, you have to build vitro stations and pods in your biodomes. So, but understand this: those require biologists to maintain, and you're going to run into it where you're going to want to bring in more biologists, obviously, to help with control, to help with food production, because they maintain the pods and they maintain the vitro stations. And the better that they're maintained, the faster they produce food, and the faster that they produce the. See this one is at 73%. 54. That was 49. So this one at 75%. He's almost there. That's going to be our first one. All right. How's the transfer? All right. The other thing you're going to want to do is for your workers, you're going to want this to be prioritized. So if it's got something there, the worker will come and work on this one before he goes to the mine. See, there we go. And now just a quick look, just to show you. This is the breakdown of your colonists. Okay. These will be the visitors, which I'll explain in a little bit. Okay. You won't get visitors until you build a starport. Right now you're just building a landing pad. Okay. That's your total number of colonists, and again your total number of visitors. Your colonists break down. We're down here: workers, biologists, engineers, medics, guards. Guards are also important for when you want to have some guards in place before you start accepting visitors, especially armed guards. Right? But anyway, you have 3 workers, which I've already told you were going to work. Right? You need 2 biologists. Their functions. The engineers. They work on building things like your guns, your bots, They also do construction, like your like your engineering bots. Yeah, constructor bots. Okay? So basically, a constructor bot is an artificial engineer, except they don't work the machine. So once you start getting enough of construction bots, the engineers will focus more on the machinery that needs to produce something. Right? And then your medics, self-explanatory. But what they do is they make the they build the medical supplies, and also they heal any colonists or visitors, if that's the case, that have been injured. And you'll see that later on in the video. Alrighty. Looks like we have it. See what's up here? We've got starch and we've got vegetables. Maybe one of them should have already gone there. Yep. So once we get more in there, it'll produce another. It's already produced a basic meal, which they'll eat, but you've got to have a variety in order for them to be healthy and happy. See, and now he's building. He's working. He's working on getting the starch. That metal. Okay, that first metal ore was already done. See, the meal maker made a meal out of that one that was there. So like I said, as soon as this is done, which won't be done, he'll take a break or he'll go to sleep or something like that before that gets finished. By the way, the workers are notorious for stopping a project at 99%. I mean, literally, it says 99%, and they walk off to do something else. See, out of your 7 colonists, you got 5 of them are asleep. The ones that aren't are your workers. That's what we're both biologists. And what you'll find out is the carriers tend to prioritize things. They'll grab things from inside before they grab things from the outside. Now what he'll do is, he's going to take this, he's going to put it, well, you can't make it yet. So that's just going to go into storage. Alrighty, you've got enough to make the lab. So, lab, here we come. See, 1 and 1, 1 and 1. So I've got 2 metal, 2 bioplastic. So, 2 metal and the 1 bioplastic will head on out, and then when this is made, I can go make the as long as it's clear that area out. They've got it made. That's cool. We've got that made too. So once they clear that area out over here, I can go put a landing pad in. See, the other thing I'm doing is I'm saving along the hills here. This is where all my mining operations are going to be. It's up in this area. medic. I guess he's happy to help out, seeing this is going to benefit him. He's carrying it to the lab, unfortunately. He's carrying it to the connection. So the engineer's going to hit here. The medic's going to put his here. The engineer's going to put his here. And you're going to get hit for resources and such. That happens. I think you can turn it off, but I leave it in so you can see it. Now the medic is heading back. Alright, the engineer decided he wasn't going to make this. So that probably means that the bot is going to come out there. Yeah, there he is. Built, now we're waiting for the connection. Alright. Now, the workbench. Tissue synthesizer. Call this. So, there are 3 of them. We'll start off with. Now, once they're built, you have 3 choices: chicken, beef, and pork. For those of you who may be Muslim, I'm sorry, that's just the nature of the game. But all meats help with making the various meals. See, and now that that's built, let me show you what it needs. Right? Bioplastic and the medicinal plants. Now, we've got a medicinal plant over there. If you look, the medic is bringing it in. And right behind him, the worker is bringing it in. So we're waiting for the other bioplastic to show up. Now you also have to remember to try not to set things up to build too far in advance, because what it ends up doing is your internal production will cease. Because what the game does is it focuses first on building, then the internals. So you want to overproduce that for the internal. There's your first one. Right? Bring that up. See, that automatically starts off as chicken. And what I usually do is cycle through them. So the next one will be beef, then the third one will be the pork. As you can see, both of these are working. Well, both of them were working. Now, let me explain this little wrench, this orange-yellow triangle with a wrench in it. That means it's in need of repair. If it turns red, it stops. It can't do anything. It won't do anything. food production is doing well. Yeah, it's got 3 meals already in there. My channel's theme song. Okay, let's see where he's taking it. The second tissue synthesizer. Yeah, because we're pretty good on the medical supplies, so let's start with basic. And here comes the constructor box. So now switch that over. In here. Oh, I gotta wait for that to get out of there. And if there's somebody in here who said something, I apologize. I forgot to set up my alrighty. See, now we've got vegetables, 2 of wheat and starch. The vegetables will be brought here to make a meal. Now we've got more vegetables. Things are starting to move right along. How close is that? That not even close enough to count. Look at this, the first Vitra meat. Yay! Day 3, hour 3 came up. Alright, so now they're storing that in there. That's usually an indication this is full, which it is. So, we want to build another one. That will help with the getting the food production up. here. That's what I was waiting for. Starting to put the metal out here. And he's bringing that to the meal maker. That's cool. So the next one should go to the tissue synthesizer. Gotta remember that name. The engineer is taking oops. See, this is what happens. See how it turned red? Now it stopped. Taking care of the bot, and then either the bot or him will build the landing pad, and immediately you have to adjust it, because all you're going to get on the landing pad is you can have colonists, or you can have traders. And we don't have, the colony's not producing enough of anything to warrant a trader. And the advantages of the trader is you get coins, which you can use to buy other things. Planning permissions. Okay, so we don't want the trader yet. We do want the colonist. And what we do with colonists, it's going to be a mishmash. I'm not sure what that is. And an engineer. Good. Now to get into all this, you click anywhere. Just anywhere except for the base aspect. You go in here. Look at your stats. So now you have 9 colonists. Which means, guess what? You don't have enough bunk. Build a bunk. Right now you're 1 bunk shy. This is made. see, the next thing to prepare for is your... I picked the wrong one. Right, next thing you want to build. All right, you've got the factory, you've got the processor. Now you want to build a factory. Well, that's for the production side. But your people want things to do. So you have to build them. First thing you're gonna want to do is, right? Let's see. You're gonna want to build them. You're gonna want to build them a bar. It really helps them to settle down and really brightens up their mood. For the bar again is 2 metal and 2 bioplastics. Already got one of the metal. Alright, so I'm going to go over here. Now, what I usually do is I want to get biologists in. So, that's what I do. Right. We got more starch. And it looks like it's warranted to build another one of those. Alright, so I decided to build that. Ailment inside produces. Now, you can easily produce as much meals as you want. Now, if you look at your, set it up, look at this. Column of shit. I've got 2 biologists that I've added to the column, which means I've also got, I need to build another book here. I may or may not be able to put another book in there. 6 is usually the limit to start off with. So that would be 12. Alright, so let's turn off the colonists for right now. Right. No ships will be coming in. So now we need 3 bioplastics. And what's nice about it is the biologists will be able to come in and help maintain these things. As you can see, this pot is being maintained. It's not at full production yet. This is being maintained as well. me pay attention to what's going on here. Remember we built all the power collectors? That's more than enough to cover us through the night. Especially seeing, look, it's all, well, the wood's been up. That's why we're full. Double check. I think I have 4 workers now. Yeah, I've got 4 workers. So that means 2 can work over here. 2 so I have to remember there's always times where they are off to need to go off and do something else. Right now, except for those 2, which are tired, all my colonists seem to be happy. So, since we've got the 1 to make sure that it gets built. So the metal will come out, bioplastic will come out. Metal sufficient. We need 2 more bioplastic. So now we just have to wait. We got the 2 starch. 2 boxes of starch are done. That we need are in their processing facility right now. Wow, that was close. But even if it had hit, nothing would have happened because it hasn't been built yet. Alright. Got that working. It's on its way. Who's bringing it? Carrier bot. Be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. And here comes the constructor bot. Drink maker. And a TV. Well, there's a water fountain. Now, all that will require for bioplastics. Now the next thing we're going to need to do is build another biomass or biodome. But we can't build that yet. It'll go in there. This is a problem. I don't have the security controls up. But okay, nobody's in there, so that's cool. Alright, that'll keep everybody in. What I did was I turned off the airlock. Nobody in the mine. Nobody's out here anywhere. Off course. See, while the sandstorm has a temporary effect on the health of the colonists, the bots, it'll destroy them. The other good thing about it is let me show you something about a sandstorm. Right? With the sandstorm up, I'm not producing full amount of energy, but it gets there. See, now that the sun's up, solar panels are working slightly. They won't work at full capacity. Okay, now that it's over, I can turn this back on. Okay, let's see how the plants are doing well. The workbenches are being maintained, so they're doing well themselves. There's bioplastic. Bioplastic is ready. Our table has been built. We just need a drink maker. Of course it goes. Here comes the sun. Well, actually, it's setting. It's not. Here comes the sun. There goes the sun. And as it goes down, you'll see that the wind is practically non-existent. Okay, we've got a drink maker now. Get in there too. that'll make them happy. Coming to fix that bot. Looks like somebody's already enjoying it. See how their morale is going up? Alcohol is the best thing for morale. It looks like we've got a bot bringing out the last of the bioplastic. The thing about it is I don't know which bot it is. do is make that. Okay, it's being made. Now we just need connection. Reason for the tomato plants is all they produce is vegetables. That's all they do. If you look at this right down here, anything in red does not produce starch. Yellow produces starch, red produces vegetables. So when we get the genetically modified tomatoes and genetically modified onions, all they produce vegetables. But the main reason that I wanted to make sure that we added vegetables is because of this. And right now, I have to wait for these to get made. And once these are here, once these are made, I'll build another drink mix. I'll probably build both of the drink mixes that are going to go in there. Okay. Unfortunately, a lot of times this is just a matter of being patient. I mean, they do allow you to speed forward, but then you might miss something that's important. Okay, let's see how these are doing. That's 14%, 43%, 88, 99, it's about ready. 100. Okay, here we go. Worker wants to have something to do. Oh, he's an engineer. I didn't see. That's what I get for not paying attention. I told you earlier about the workers. This is he's coming from the mine, an injured worker. Alrighty, so now our water supply, our water problem should be resolved. Squeeze another bucket here. I don't think I'll be able to, but no, I'm gonna have to build another. I have to build some place to need it. I'm going to need more biologists. See if I can build a. Oh, that's not enough room. waiting on it. Got to get a trader in here. Running low on spare parts. Okay. And if you click on the trading ship app, it'll tell you how much it's waiting for. Now the coins that make up the difference, once you've given them everything, you get the coins, and then they leave all the stuff that is for us on the landing pad. Well, the dorm is made, but the connection needs to be built. As long as I'm making 104, we're good. I think I'm going to have to put up another, yep. Yeah, I'm going to have to put up. Now, if you're going to build multiple, okay, when you put something down and you select what you're going to do, then you left click it to make it. But if you hold down the shift while you do it, it brings it right back up, so you don't have to go through that whole process. And boom, now there's two of them. Yeah, it must be at mine. No? It was. Economists or biologists. Okay, 12, 14, 16, so. Okay, I've got your warning already. Alrighty. Well, that ends this episode, this session of Planetbase. Meet me next Saturday at 12:30, and for the next part.